Most of you have been asking me about the exercises that I assign you by spouse when we're having a problem with something with your equitation. And just keep in mind that whenever you start any exercises, you need to check with your doctor or your physical therapist. We don't give medical advice. But there is a set of exercises which does help riders, and we do assign them these for balance and flexibility. And where did I get these exercises? Well, from years of physical therapy, from back specialists and chiropractors and neurologists talking to me about my balance and about physical therapy to improve balance and being sure that we're using the right muscles, yoga people. So we've had some input from some specialists, and this is my favorite set of exercises which I personally do. So these are my exercises that I like, and there are lots more, of course, so you can explore all of those on your own, but in the meantime, here's my favorite set, which I think are essential, and I use these all the time, every day, every week, daily, really. And keep in mind, like, whenever you start anything like this, check with your medical people to be sure that these are all appropriate for you. Okay, talk to you soon. And here we go, we're going to start some exercises. I talked to a lot of you about looking ahead where you're going, turning your head to watch where you're going. And this next exercise is called ET, extraterrestrial. If you remember, when ET was in the closet, all of a sudden his head comes up from between the toys and his head swivels around. It's kind of creepy. And his head is level and his head swivels around on the stem of his neck. This is how your head moves when you turn, when you're riding, that you need to keep your chin level and in a neutral position, and that you turn your head and look where you're going. Now, amazingly enough, when you stand like you're riding, you get your feet apart, little bit of bend, and you put your arms in position, and you turn your head. All of a sudden, you feel your body and your seat turn just like 2-3 degrees, which that's the amount of input that goes into the twist of the saddle. And when cowboys say that they turn a horse with their seat, they turn against the twist of the saddle. And this amount, just turning your head, sometimes can turn a horse. It's amazing. I've had you guys do this so many times in lessons, and people are just shocked. They throw the reins down, and I go, hey, can you just kind of relax your body and sit there, and can you turn your head? And if you turn and look where you want to go, will your horse begin turning? And eventually their horse begins turning. And it keeps turning until they straighten out. So it's really important that your chin is not above level, or that it's not tucked. So from the side, that would be, some people actually are like this all the time. The back of their neck is not actually straight. They look at everything like this. They drive the car like this. They ride like this. And they need to get their chin in a neutral position. Some people are a little bit like this all the time. A lot of us are typing too much, and we're too much like this. So you're looking for a neutral position, and then your head come around both sides. The more you do it, the more you will be able to do it. And, you know, if you find that you have a restriction, you may need the chiropractor because your occiput is stuck and it can be unlevel. For people that are trying to do this, and as they go around, they twist, they tilt. A lot of times the occiput is stuck down and it's not level. So you're looking to turn and be level and not twist and turn. And this affects your whole body. So keeping your head level, turning. So one of the best places to do this is in the bathroom while you're brushing your teeth, because you're always standing in front of a mirror. And I'll be brushing and I'll be going like this and brushing and going like this, because I can see if I'm keeping my chin, I'm keeping my head straight, and I'm not tilting. So this is called ET. It's part of your turning exercise. It's part of your turning half vaults. And you want to have your neck correctly in alignment in order to be a more balanced rider. For a long time, I had back problems and I had a herniated disc for a year, which I rode with before surgeons would decide that they would treat me. It was extremely painful. I had a lot of sciatica. I went for physical therapy for more than a year, 4 or 5 different go-arounds of it for various things. And one of the things that they had us do over and over, and they said that people would have much better back health and much better posture, was if we would do what they called the X stand. The X stand is just simply that you put your feet one in front of the other, that they face sort of to the front. One can be in front of the other, and make sure that you're not leaning on the back one, that you're resting on both feet. One of the things this would do was it would straighten my back, it would keep my cervical in alignment, it would prevent pressure on the herniated disc, and it would relieve sciatica on one side. For me, it was about finding out which position it was that would relieve the sciatica. And of course, a physical therapist told me to stand like this as much as I could. So it's really important that when you cross your legs and you keep your feet flat, that you see I'm not standing just on one foot or the other, but I'm balanced over both feet. And what that does is it makes my hips straight and level, it relaxes my lower back, it puts my core over my middle, and hopefully I think about my head. And this is a great thing while I'm doing this to do my ET exercise, but we've already talked about that one. But anyway, it's a good time to do it. When I'm teaching, my students are very used to me, standing there teaching, and I go like this. I don't even think about it. I'm standing at the bank, I'm standing at the airport, I'm standing in line. Pretty much all of the time when I'm standing in line, I'm standing like this, and I change my position every 60 seconds. Change your position every minute and keep changing it so that you don't strain anything. But this is called the X stand. It's awesome for straightness, posture, and relieving back symptoms. It gets your back correct and your core correct over your hips. Be sure to do both sides. Bye.